6.
Good evening, I'm Jennifer Griswold. Tonight we continue to follow the devastation in Peru, Nebraska. On Wednesday, we showed you how the town of fewer than 900 people in Nemaha County is still impacted by the flooding in March. The city still has 8,000 acres of farmable land underwater. The flooding affects more than just usable land. Reporter Phil Bergman has more from Peru.
This has been here for close to 6 months.
This property has a new tenant, floodwater.
So this property over here that's fenced in, that's half underwater, that's where all my animals were. I had goats, chickens, a miniature horse.
Mayor Darren Reeves owns the land next door. He's no stranger to the area.
It's very tough, especially knowing everybody. I've sandbagged this house multiple times and protected it, as well as the water treatment plant.
The water treatment plant provided water for the whole town.
It had probably 15 feet of water in it, so everything electrical in there is ruined. Everything has to be replaced.
Running off a temporary facility, Peru was on a boil advisory from May 16th until August 12th, hauling in 8 to 14 semi-loads a day from the nearby town of Auburn.
We're surrounded by water here, but you can't drink any of it.
And the water advisory made its way across town to Peru State College, where students were drinking from bottled water, sometimes eating lunch off paper plates, and on reduced shower times from May until mid-August.
We asked them to think about ways to reduce their use of water, and they cut their water use by almost a third.
Community members donated more than 10,000 bottles of water this spring. While the advisory is done, the school is still trying to limit water.
I think that was a good thing for all of us to realize in general, because of how much we use it and then how much we wasted.
We have plenty of water from the city, but not plenty of water to waste.
The temporary plant can last 3 years. A new one isn't cheap.
Initial reports over $3 million.
Plans are underway, but there's still more work to be done in Peru.
They're well on their way to a plan. They're working with FEMA officials. We may have the best water system we've ever had when this is all done.
And Phil Bergman joins me now in studio. Now, you showed us the conditions yesterday and today. How is the city doing there?
It's tough down there. They haven't been talked about a lot, and there is still 8,000 acres of farmable land that is underwater nearly 6 months after the flooding began. And the way that this levee broke, this water has nowhere to go, and it's stuck down there.
Wow. When we talk about this water facility, first, how did this happen? And then how did they survive off bottled water for 3 months? It's hard to believe that happened.
Yeah, so the water treatment facility is located right next to where this levee broke. So it was one of the first places to get affected. The Peru State students and a lot of community members came and actually sandbagged the area, but it wasn't enough as more than 15 feet of water got into the facility, ruining it. So they made this temporary treatment facility. And what they were doing with that is basically bringing in bottled water, 10,000 bottles of bottled water on Peru State College's campus, plus bringing in all those truckloads from nearby Auburn. So they had to bring it in, but because they were bringing it in from Auburn, there was a boil advisory in effect, and they had to do that for the entire summer.
Sure, but impressive they were able to make that all work. Also impressive what the college students were able to do.
It's incredible what the students and the faculty and the staff at Peru State College have been doing for this few-month period, limiting their water by 1/3, 33%. These are college kids that like to take long showers, want to have access to drinking water whenever they want, and they took an educated effort to help out the community that they live in. They drank from bottled water, they were using paper plates for a little, and now they're still taking a concerted effort to make sure that the water usage isn't too high. As the president told me, here in Nebraska, you might not think of water usage, but in parts of the United States, this is normal. So people in Peru are just helping out in the cause.
Yeah, it's great. Everyone got involved and did what they could to help. So you talked about that temporary facility lasting 3 years. So what happens if they don't have a new facility up and running after 3 years?
So that will be an issue if the time comes, but they firmly believe that they will have a new facility in place by then. They're already planning on the new facility. They're looking at ways to fundraise for this new facility, and at the same time they're going to build a new facility that is not in the floodplain so that none of this will ever happen again.
More issues in Peru. You continue to cover this town. What can we expect in future coverage?
Yeah, so we're going to talk more about Peru State College. They actually had to shut down campus for 2 days during March because of this water issue, and a lot of students and faculty were having issues, so we'll talk more about that. We'll talk about how Peru is moving forward from this, and we'll share the stories of some Peru State College students who have kids commute in for class and actually had to move into the dorms because they were not able to travel back to their towns in Iowa.
Okay, Phil, thank you so much. We appreciate your coverage of this. A lot of great information there.